Good morning. I'm Lauralyn Eschner with All the Arts for All the Kids Foundation. Today we're going to be making our very own really simple paper bag books. And we're going to be writing our own stories and creating our own characters that we get to put in our books. Super simple structure. The fun part is being creative once you get the structure all set up, the structure of the book. So what you will need are 2 paper bags. You're going to start with a paper bag. And where the bottom of the paper bag is, and this can be any size paper bag, you're going to fold this down so that it looks like that, and you're just going to cut across. So you're basically cutting off the bottom of the paper bag. I'm going to do this with 2 bags, but you could do it with as many bags as you'd like for pages. So once you've got your 2 pages like that, the next step is to put them together and to fold them in half so that you've got basically a book form right there. So you're going to crease it really well. So if you opened your book right now, it would look like this. But now comes the part where you want to keep it all stuck together. What you're going to do is take your scissors and you're going to make 2 very tiny cuts right across both of them. About not more than that. And they're fairly close together in the center, maybe an inch apart. So I've made a cut here and a cut there. The next step is to open up your book to the center, and you can see where those slits are. You get to take one of your pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners are amazingly wonderful inventions. And you're going to start in the center of your book, and you're going to stick one end of the pipe cleaner through to the other side, and then you're going to stick the other end of the pipe cleaner through both pieces of bag, and you're going to come out the other side like this. Kind of make them a little bit equal, but if you don't have them completely equal, it's still not a problem. You're going to pull it tight and twist it so that this becomes the center of your bag, of your book. So when you look at it, it all sticks together, and you can open it like this. You'll still have some really fun paper pipe cleaner ends up here. If you want to, you can turn these into antennas. You could put beads on them. You could put all kinds of decorations, or you could tie them in a bow. I'm going to just take my pencil and turn them into sort of curlicues. And this is, you can't really do this wrong, because you're the artist and there's no wrong way to do it. So my book is going to look something like this. Now, the next step is to decide on what your topic is going to be. What are you going to write your story about? This is your very own story. I'm going to show you some examples, and then you can do your very own. This one is about a lion named Roar. He lived a long way away in the mountains with his very own river that he got to drink out of. So he also had some flowers that he loved to smell, and those fit right inside your paper bag. And he also had a really good friend who was a bunny rabbit with really long ears. So what you get to do is decide on who your main character is. In this case, Roar the lion was the main character, and where the setting is. He lived in the mountains with a stream, but your character could live anywhere. I want you, when you do your artwork, to think about shapes. You can either use geometric shapes. Those are the ones that we all learn about: circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, stars, pentagons, or organic shapes, which are the ones that are really wobbly and don't have any kind of a name at all. Sometimes we call them abstract shapes or organic shapes. I've got a couple of more examples that I want to show you. This is a book that somebody made of their friends, and what they've got is a turtle. Do you see some very geometric shapes in that turtle? But look at the outlining, and then the outlining out is around the shapes of color. This one is a very fun snail that just fits right, slides right back in his house in the paper bag. Beautiful bird. And a giraffe. A really good friend to have is a giraffe. You could write your own story about these creatures. If you wanted to, you could cut out around the edges, but you could also just leave it this way too. You get to be the artist and you get to decide. One last example that I want to show you is this person decided they wanted to cut out their animals completely. And so they've got nice little shapes and they haven't written their story yet. You can do this in two ways. You can think of your story first and then do your characters, or sometimes it's easier to start with your characters and then think of the story that goes along with them. So remember, what you're going to be doing is making your beautiful paper bag book. The second thing you're going to be doing is thinking of the main character. Who are you going to be writing your story about, and where is the story going to be taking place? And then you're going to be outlining your characters with either using geometric shapes or organic shapes to create your creatures. You can't do this wrong. You're the artist. You're the creative one. So you don't have to worry about doing it right or wrong, but you can also think about making it the most magnificent book anybody's ever seen, all on your own. Have a really fun time, kids. You are creative, and I'm super proud of you for making such cool books that'll be fun to read to your friends.